my Nissan Murano car computer install. Shot of the 15-inch LCD monitor from the front. It looks kind of big, but actually you've got a good view, so it doesn't block a whole bunch of the window. I use a PLC instead of a automatic power on module, something you would find online, because I know how to program PLCs, and I'm very comfortable with them. And little programmable logic controller controls turning on my inverter for my screen, because I use 120 volts there. I also wanted an outlet in here, that's why I went with the 120 volt screen. And it also controls the power onto my laptop using the factory power switch that I wired out the modem port, so that I can pull the whole laptop out without any wires just running through the laptop. And I also have in here, this was an old laptop touchpad, and I converted it to USB, and I ran the USB cable through here. So that's my mouse rather than using a touch screen. I also installed a USB port here next to the shifter for my iPod or a thumb drive or something. And I have the Mad Catz wireless keyboard for when I'm driving. The keys are pretty easy to remember where they are, so I hardly ever have to look at this thing while I'm driving. I can pretty much drive and IM people. I also have, for the passengers, one of the Logitech keyboards with the built-in mouse. This thing's pretty awesome. It's Bluetooth and it holds a charge forever. I've got the audio from the laptop tied into my head unit, and I use iTunes on here. Yeah, I know, but I'm a big iTunes fan. I have, I don't know, 83 gig, 17,000 MP3s, but I hardly ever listen to them, because I actually, with the Verizon high speed, I'm mostly streaming radio in here, and it works pretty well. So this is using my Verizon high-speed card, and I'm streaming radio right now. Now this microphone on this thing just made that bass probably sound like crap, but it doesn't actually sound that bad in here. So I'm streaming radio, and the reason I went with this 15-inch screen is because I could have ran the RGB right into this original screen here, but it's just too damn small. I could have replaced it with a USB touchscreen version from like Littleput or something, but this thing is tiny. So I had this laying around. I just put a 15-inch Dell monitor in here, and it's worked out pretty awesome. Now the computer is actually under my back seat. You can't see anything, but underneath the back seat is my laptop and USB hub. And I'll actually go back here. I've stored mounted the PLC next to the spare tire, and that's actually what controls the laptop hibernating and the LCD monitor inverter turning on and off. And then underneath here I have my 160 gigabyte 2.5 inch drive, and this little black box is actually a voltage converter. Converts the 12 volts DC to 5 volt DC, and that supplies power to my hard drive, my USB hub, and all the power sucking USB devices. And I built that DC to DC converter so that it the DC to DC converter actually will turn on and off with the laptop, because it uses its own USB port. So that when the computer turns off or on, the 5 volt DC to DC converter will turn on and off with it. So if I go to turn my key off and it goes to hibernate, and there's a Windows update or something, it'll automatically shut down the hard drive and all the USB hubs and GPS and all that stuff when the computer's actually done updating and shuts itself down. So that's my computer install. 2008 Nissan Murano.